Hey friends, welcome to Greg's Grog Beer Reviews. Hey, happy Memorial Day. It's Memorial Day 2015. I hope that you're out having a good time, barbecue, hanging out with the fam, whatever it is. I know that the beaches are packed today, and it's going to turn out, I think, to be a gorgeous day. The sun's just peeking through the clouds. Really stoked. Hey, this is beer review number 2, and we're taking a look at Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, one of the first sort of, I guess, beers with a hop presence that I ever tried. Let's go ahead and dive in. Again, thanks for joining. This is Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. Let's take a look at the bottle design real quick. I've always loved this bottle design. I love this Sierra Nevada sort of badge logo up top, right next to it. It's its finest quality. Purest ingredients, pale ale, handcrafted ale. Then right here at the bottom, brewed in Chico, California, just up in NorCal. But in terms of the actual design, when I first tried this beer, the pale ale, which is now outlined in a green sort of trim, it didn't have that. It just said pale ale, and I believe the type, the actual the typeface has changed slightly as well. Still very traditional, still very similar to the original. But yeah, they seem to have spiced things up. And I actually really like when companies do that. Instead of doing like a full-on rebrand, they do more of like an update to give it a little more oomph, I guess, in terms of catching the eye down the aisle of the market. Anyways, let's go ahead and pop this thing open and go for the pour. And while we're doing that, yeah, this beer comes from Chico. It says here on the bottle that, ooh, a little smoke from the top there, always a good sign. Sierra Nevada Pale Ale is a completely natural ale, brewed with the finest malted barley, whole cone hops, brewer's yeast, and pure water. Each bottle is conditioned naturally, creating a unique and flavorful ale. So yeah, popped it open, good to go. Just a little info for you on the beer. And actually love when companies do that on the bottle. Just I think like bottle art it's like album art when you buy a record. You want to soak it up, take it in, right? Cool, so let's go for the pour. Still a little smoke coming from the bottle there. Head's starting to build up. Definitely see quite a bit of carbonation, and I'm actually going to leave a bit in the bottle. Swirl that around a bit. Wow, quite a bit of head on there. Yeah, I would say 2 to 3 fingers ahead. Depending on what type of glass you use, that'll be different. But cool, let's go with the smell. Citrus, pine, like cone, like almost like a pine cone. Very, almost as if you're hiking in a canyon. You get some of those sort of like pine needles. But the citrus is very prevalent. You can definitely you can smell the citrus. Awesome. That head's retaining a bit. It started to kind of cascade down. You got a rocky white head. The color, orange. Orange is, I would say, auburn, more like light amber. There's some orange hints to it, but it's a great looking beer in the glass. I mean, dark. In the light, it's transparent. Those bubbles are just cascading up. Let's go for the taste. Cheers. Yeah, it's good. Light on the finish, easy drinkability. Right off the bat, you get those hops just right off the bat. It's kind of almost like a sharpness to it, but then right away the citrus and the pine just swoop on in and kind of flood the flavor and soften it up for the end. It's really dry. Yeah, outstanding. Great tasting beer. Like I said, this is one of the first pale ales I ever tried. And I had been drinking just like lagers. I was a BMC guy for a long time, and so this was one of the first craft beers I ever tried, and I'm glad I did because it opened my palate up to some of the IPAs that I've had down the road. So I'd highly recommend this beer to anyone who's maybe never tried craft beer, because this is one of the originals. I mean, they started in the 80s. Now craft breweries are popping up all over the place, especially here in SoCal. But yeah, I mean, you gotta give it a try. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna give it an A-. I think that the combination of the drinkability, the hop presence, and just the overall sensation of this beer is outstanding. Gonna be great with any kind of like pub grub, burgers, chicken, wings, whatever. You know, this thing is 5.6 ABV, so it's a little higher than most, I guess, like adjunct lagers. So if you are coming off the adjunct lager scene, don't go ahead and pound it, you know, a 12-pack of these. It'll mess you up. But I would say, you know, after 2 or 3, be feeling good. And if you want to, you know, give something different a try, Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. I'd highly recommend it. It's an awesome beer. Awesome. Hey, thanks so much for stopping by Greg's Grog. Take it easy. Drink good beer. Adios.